And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to invite our chief guest, Dr. Jagmohan Sharma, a distinguished scholar, administrator, and conservationist, to address the gathering today. Sir is an IFS officer of 1990 batch, hails from Uttarakhand, and Karnataka is his parent cadre. Dr. Sharma's academic journey is nothing short of extraordinary. He holds a Master of Management Studies in Public Policy from IIM Bangalore, a PhD in Climate Change and Forest Vulnerability from the Indian Institute of Science, and an MSc in Forest Ecology and Management from Edinburgh University. In his illustrious career, Dr. Sharma has held several key leadership roles, including serving as the Director General of the Environmental Management and Policy Research Institute in Bangalore. His contributions as Joint Director Wildlife, Joint Director Delhi Zoo, and Assistant Inspector General of Forests EAP during his Government of India deputations have been pivotal. A prolific researcher and thought leader, Dr. Sharma has authored 7 international research papers, 22 national journal articles, and contributed to manuals, reports, policy papers, and book chapters. His areas of specialization include forest and wildlife management, water resources, environmental conservation, ecological economics, and vulnerability and risk mapping for forests. Dr. Sharma's profound insights and vast experience make him a guiding force in the fields of environment conservation and public policy. Currently, he is the director of IGNFA FRI, Dehradun. Dr. Sharma, your presence here today is truly inspiring, and we are eager to hear your thoughts and words of wisdom. May I kindly invite you to the stage for your address, please?
Good afternoon, and thank you very much for the introduction. Every time request that the number of degrees may not be read because they possibly do not indicate the value, but only a journey. And oftentimes, when you look back, you find it was not by design. It happened on the way you took options, and it happened. My distinguished panelist on the dais, very, very, very respected, accomplished gathering that I'm here today. Most of them senior to me, and if you look at the spectrum, you find that if Mr. Gildial joined the service in 65, I was born in 65. And if I have joined the service in 90, then most of you were born after 90. So this is a coming together of generations. It's an extraordinary opportunity. It gives us opportunity to reflect on what we are doing. If today you find that these people who, despite their age, despite their all physical abilities and such other things, are still continuing with what they want to do, then they are the leading lights. They are handing over traditions. We find that if my generation had to, if I have not seen country fighting for independence, some of them have seen. And if you have not seen, what does it take to stand in a queue in ration shop to collect your monthly rations? And the world is very different now. We have to make sense in this world. On the environmental things, that number of things came out. The question of having a central question that you are addressing, be it essay writing or even in undertaking proceedings in a court, you find focus is very important. Environmental field is gradually developing. We find tussle on all sides. And there are not two sides in case of environment, and most of the social issues for that matter. There are multiple sides. Even if we take example of terrorism that is prevalent globally today, there are reasons which are valid reasons to each of the parties that are party to what is happening in the atmosphere of extreme action that we call terrorism. Environment, similarly, I think it's not okay to not give yourself a chance by taking a position early and then sticking to that position. Because as you get informed of what others have to say, your position evolves. Taking position does not help even in personal lives. At a household level also, if we take position, then there are two parties and there is only conflict. And if none of them tries to make peace or find an overlap, it becomes so very difficult and it causes a lot of suffering. Because all of us have a world view. 8 billion humans have 8 billion worldviews. And the worldview depends on what your experience is, what your exposure is, and how you think. And if 8 billion people do not try, overlap, match their worldview, then you can see number of conflicts. It will be in billions, and the combination of such billions. So adjustment is very important. Consideration is very important. Accommodation is very important. And that will come when you think. When you think, you give yourself an opportunity as to how go about things. In your life, in your career as the lawyers and professionals at different places, there would be several opportunities where you would need to apply yourself and perhaps change your position. And you would find that as a result of that, the coordination that emerges, the synergy that builds up is so much more helpful. You have not only saved your energy, but the whole system's energy, whole system's times, and all resources. So you are in very interesting times. While this coming here today, attending this function gave me a number of things that I heard from my previous speakers, and I know about the other senior who are here. I find that it's an opportunity also to apply myself as to how to look at everything else in my own worldview and how to adjust that worldview in order to be able to converse with you on the one side, in the sense that people we are handing over to on one side, and people who have been emulating all this while on the other. Because everything is changing. The way society lives is changing, right? And in this changing society and ways, when we find we are not finding a path, when we get confused, best is to look at nature. If you want to know when should you sleep, when should you be awake, look at the cycle of nature. That is most robust. It is most stable. We come and go. We change, modify ourselves. We are liked, not liked by people, our own parents and people who are associated with us. Any confusion, look at the nature. Nature stabilizes. Nature is not in a rush. We have put some rush to nature because we are now emitted so much of greenhouse gases that there is climate change occurring, world has become global, there is more energy available for all the process of nature to go. So there is intense rainfall, there are drought periods which are so very difficult, but that's our creation. Now we have to make the adjustment. Economic development, we have had to whatever extent we have had till now. We are trying to build social foundation for our people in terms of education, in terms of health, and the civic amenities that we can. We have now, materially, we are much better than we once were. Now we can reflect on society, we can adjust our development to see that on one hand we are able to lay or firm up our social foundation, and on the other hand, do not let the ecological foundation to erode. Right? All these examples of the highways that we're doing, the dams that we may have done, they have been done and they are being done in a context. And this is a society, there's a decision-making process. There are institutions that adjudicate as to what different peoples are wanting to do and how would they go about it. So this balancing exercise, you as professionals you will have a very important role in this. So we need to make sense at all times. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy to be part of this function today. Yesterday night, I have been reading regarding the Dhulia family's contribution, their activities since early 1930s, the sacrifice and the dedication to public service that they had. Shri Bhairav Dutt ji, when he started what he did, was in a context he found that that is the need of the hour in such isolated place as Lansdowne and the surrounding areas. If he can take courage to think and organize this community through whatever means he had, including the public newspaper publication, that was a great effort. And after that, if his son for some time had to have a difficult time in terms of not getting even admission in school, was a phase. People who work have, it's not free of cost for them, but it is very rewarding finally. If we remember him today and we take lessons from what they did, that's the reward for the whole family. I think they're feeling very blessed in this celebration. I congratulate the whole family. I congratulate the effort that they have initiated. The small thing that they started, triggered, say 2 years ago, and they are wanting to build, is a great thing to happen to students in Uttarakhand, to the capability of the state in terms of coming out with institutions. All these universities that we hear about in Uttarakhand are fresh. They're still growing, developing, and you are the people who will make that environment. And these are the efforts that will give boost to all of this, that will infuse energy, make you think, and the outcome is the towering trophies that we have distributed today. They're so inspiring. I wish I were young and competing for one of them. So I think we are absolutely happy, and we feel quite blessed to be part of this foundational program today. And I congratulate you for having won the prizes. Several of you must have tried, or number of other students must have tried. They have done very well. Of them, some had to be kind of rewarded also with the prizes. Please understand, when they wrote, they have already gained. This is only extra, right? And this inspires them to work more, so that they are more informed, better informed, they try better, and that they pose a fierce competition to anyone who is best among them. And that is the spirit we progress. So with these words, I thank the foundation for holding this function at the premises of IGNFA, this beautiful campus, which we call New Forest, famous as the Forest Research Institute campus, because that is what was initiated first in this campus in year 1922, when the land was bought, and then this building was completed and inaugurated in 1929 by Lord Irving, the Viceroy at that point in time. And now this place, the whole Dehradun itself, is a Makkah for forestry training, education, research, and expert organizations like the Forest Survey of India and the Wildlife Institute of India. So on behalf of all of them, I once again warmly welcome you to the campus. I hope you must have liked the architecture, the grandeur of that. And we are trying that we are able to keep this campus as pious, as education, research, training oriented as possible for us, and government is supporting us. So thank you very much once again for being with us today. All the best.